Did you know that Porsche is rolling back its EV sales goal? Porsche, which initially said that 80% of its sales would be electric by 2030, is backing off and blaming its shift from EVs on customers. What really happened? Let's see. Porsche is delaying its goal of becoming fully electric. The company previously said that by 2030, EV sales would account for 80% of total sales, but now the company isn't quite sure about that. In a statement, it informed that it was ready to reach that target, but only if consumer demand for EVs increased. Porsche told Reuters in a statement that the transition to electric cars is taking longer than we thought 5 years ago. Their product strategy is set up such that, depending on the customer demand and the development of electromobility, we could deliver over 80% of their vehicles as all-electric in 2030. The company boldly decided to replace its best-selling internal combustion Macan with an EV in Europe and other markets early this year. Although the gas-burning previous generation Macan will continue to be marketed in the United States for the time being, this was a significant change for the company's best-selling car. However, even though EV sales haven't decreased here, the rate of growth has slowed over that year. This coincides with a slowdown in sales of Porsche's first and only other electric vehicle, the Taycan. The updated Taycan is one of the fastest charging EVs, but we'll have to wait until the end of the year to see if Porsche can renew customer interest. Porsche is not the only company trying to back off ambitious EV adoption goals. The sister brand Audi is thinking of closing the facility where the Q8 e-tron is manufactured. Mercedes has also called back its goals. Internal combustion was supposed to be phased out by 2030. Well, that's no longer taking place. General Motors and Ford have also reduced their forecasts. Volkswagen delayed plans to bring the ID.7 here, and the long-awaited ID. Buzz is still not available in the US. The main issue with EVs is that EVs are piling up. There's a difference in demand and supply. The comparison to the auto industry's general inventory of 71 days, car dealers nationwide report that as of the end of November 2023, they had a 114-day supply of new EVs. In the past, the auto industry thought that a 60-day supply was ideal. The National Automobile Dealer Association reports that yearly sales of electric vehicles in the United States surpassed 1 million in November, representing a 50.7% year-over-year increase in comparison to 2022. The problems with EVs are making people switch to ICE cars or hybrids. So what's the problem here? As the technology behind electric vehicles is still developing, there aren't an adequate number of qualified repair persons and workshops that can repair your EV. When there's a lack of professionals, fixing an EV may cost you an arm and a leg. Also, the average repair cost for an EV in the US is $6,587 compared to $4,215 for other vehicles. This makes EVs unaffordable to the average US family, and repairing them takes months. In addition, another report said that a man was unable to drive his EV because of complaints about the engine due to the cold weather. So the question is, if you live in a cold climate or a cyclone-prone area and you don't have access to the power grid and run out of batteries, what are you going to do? Unless you have a combustion engine vehicle, you can get in trouble in such a situation. The findings of a recent McKinsey & Co. poll are fairly startling. Of the 30,000 people who regularly participate in the study, 29% of EV owners worldwide plan to return to driving a car with an internal combustion engine. The situation was worse in the US, where 46% of McKinsey respondents said they would definitely return to ICE. Consumer reports state that problems with the battery and charging systems, as well as mismatches between the body panels and interior parts, were the most frequent complaints from electric vehicle owners. Consumer reports noted that many buyers would likely pause before adopting the new technology, since ongoing concerns about reliability will be taken into consideration, such as the high costs, a shortage of charging stations, and extended charging periods. According to a recent survey, almost half of Americans say they're unlikely to buy an electric car as their next vehicle due to its high price and shortage of charging locations. This is also happening in the wake of the Biden administration's vigorous efforts to increase EV sales and move the nation toward renewable energy. In an effort to reduce emissions and slow down climate change, the White House has set a target that by 2030, half of all new car sales will be electric. Speaking about climate change, it should be understood by now that electric cars are only as clean as their power supply. Experts debate whether, when manufacturing and battery life are considered, electric automobiles are more environmentally harmful than gas guzzlers. However, when they look at how cars and their batteries are made, some experts say the zero emissions claim is excessive. There's been constant debate over whether electric cars are genuinely greener than gas guzzling vehicles. Also, EV owners are concerned about the lack of charging stations. Long lineups, malfunctioning chargers, and other common issues in Southern California's EV charging stations are troubling the EV owners community. This isn't just the case for Southern California, but also for many parts of the US. People are driving electric cars during the busiest time of the year for road trips, but many claim it can be difficult to locate reliable chargers. This is due to California's upcoming 2035 ban on the sale of new gas-powered automobiles. Drivers in Southern California complain that they frequently have to bargain for a spot in line, try to charge their cars while they're out and about, and run into broken chargers. Even early in the morning, often, I'll encounter between 1 to 5 people waiting in line, and often there'll be, 2 to 3 stations working out of 4, said Emily Hampton, a recent EV owner. Even though EV technologies are evolving and cars with more battery efficiency along with fast charging technologies are on the way, there's no solution to the issue at hand. So what can be done to make charging easy for EV owners? As of right now, there are just over 105,000 public and shared private electric vehicle chargers. The quick solution is to get more infrastructure out there. Additionally, the EV industry is facing backlash from dealers. Dealer expectations are declining when it comes to EV sales, according to the most recent survey from Cox Automotive, which is well known for its Dealer Sentiment Index. The survey included 546 franchises and 472 independent retailers, and the first question asked is, how would you describe your EV sales compared to last year? You can find that the score has dropped significantly over the previous year. In other words, dealers are feeling pretty pessimistic about EV sales and future projections. One reason for this is the growing hybrid market, which currently accounts for 9% and is expected to increase in the coming years, especially with the release of popular hybrid models like the Toyota Camry and RAV4. Automakers also have to adapt to a rapidly growing electric vehicle market in China. Surely, it's a tough time for automakers. They're in a gray zone as we speak. So what can be done for automakers to stay in the game during this difficult transition period? Tell us in the comments below. Also, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, then don't forget to hit like and also subscribe to our channel, as well as ring the notification bell so you never miss any future content from us.